$1,000 a year. He is not lazy. He is not reckless. He does not gamble. He does not go out every night. He shows up to work every single day. He pays his bills on time. He does everything society told him to do. Get a good job. Work hard. Pay your bills. And yet, on the last day of every single month, Jake has $11 in his bank account. He is not alone. Right now, 51% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That is 1 out of every 2 people. Doctors, teachers, engineers, software developers making 6 figures, project managers, nurses, people with good jobs and steady income. All of them. Broke by the end of the month, every single month. It does not matter how much you make. If you do not know about these 5 traps, the money disappears anyway. Now meet Daniel. Daniel makes $60,000 a year, $20,000 less than Jake. Daniel has 8 months of living expenses sitting in his savings account. He has no credit card debt. He just booked a 10-day vacation, and he paid for it in cash. He drives the same kind of car Jake drives. He lives in the same city. He shops at the same grocery stores. He faces the same rent, the same gas prices, the same everything. And yet, Daniel is building wealth, while Jake is starting over every 30 days. Same country, same economy, same rising prices. 2 completely different outcomes. The difference is not income. It is not luck. It is not connections. It is not where they grew up. It is 5 invisible financial traps that Jake keeps walking into over and over again without ever realizing they are there. And by the time most people figure it out, they have already lost years of wealth building that they will never get back. Here is trap number 1. When Jake got his first real job, he made $25 an hour. He rented a small apartment on the edge of town. He cooked most of his meals at home. He took the bus to work. He had 1 streaming service. Life was tight, but he was managing, and he was actually saving a little every month. Then he got promoted, $35 an hour. Jake thought this was the moment things turned around. So he moved into a nicer apartment closer to the city. He started eating out 3 or 4 times a week. He bought a car, nothing crazy, a used car with a reasonable monthly payment. He deserved it. He worked hard for it. And honestly, it felt good. Then another raise, $40 an hour, and again the lifestyle followed the income. Nicer car, premium gym membership he used religiously for 3 months, spontaneous weekend trips with friends, a wardrobe upgrade, better headphones, a standing desk for the apartment, a few more subscriptions. Things that made life feel more comfortable, more complete, more like the life he imagined when he was working so hard to get here. Over 4 years, Jake's income went up by 60%. His monthly expenses went up by 63%. He was earning more money than he ever had in his life. And somehow, he was saving less than he did when he was making $25 an hour. He was falling further behind with every raise he got. Economists call this lifestyle inflation. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. Here's what it means in plain English. Your brain is wired to get used to things fast. The new apartment feels amazing for about 60 days. Then it just feels like where you live. The new car is exciting for a few months. Then it is just how you get to work. So you need the next upgrade to feel that good feeling again. And then the next one. And then the next one. And your spending quietly grows every single year, without you ever making one big decision to spend more. It just happens. One reasonable choice at a time. Jake did not make bad decisions. He made completely normal ones. That is exactly the problem. Normal in America today means spending everything you make. Normal means starting over every month. Normal means broke. Daniel saw this trap coming early. When Daniel got his very first raise, he made himself one rule. 50% of every raise goes directly into a savings account. Automatic transfer. Same day as payday. Before he could see it, before he could spend it, before his lifestyle could reach for it, he never saw the money, so he never missed it. His lifestyle still grew, just at half the speed of his income. That gap between what he earned and what he spent is exactly where his wealth came from. Here is trap number 2. This one is slow. It is quiet. And it is draining. Jake $9.99 at a time. Right now, Jake pays $9.99 a month for one streaming service, $15.99 for a second one, $12.99 for a third, $7.99 for a fitness app he downloaded during a motivated week in January, $40 a month for a gym membership he visits twice a month if he is being honest, $14.99 for a meal kit delivery service he keeps meaning to cancel, $11 for cloud storage he never thinks about, $4.99 for a meditation app he opened twice, and $6 for a news subscription he signed up for during a free trial. That is $122 every single month, $1,464 every year, just gone, silently, automatically. Jake does not think about any of them, because none of them feel like decisions. They just happen. This is the most dangerous kind of spending. Not the big purchase you think about for a week, the tiny automatic ones you never think about at all. Companies spend billions designing subscription products specifically to be forgettable, small enough that you never cancel, automatic enough that it never feels like a choice, inconvenient enough to cancel that most people never bother. They make money on your inertia, on the fact that you will not spend 20 minutes reviewing your bank statement, and Jake never does. Daniel did one thing that saved him over $400 a month. One Saturday morning, he sat down with his last 3 months of bank statements. He went through every single line. He circled every recurring charge. And then he asked himself one question about each one. Have I actually used this in the last 30 days? If the answer was no, he canceled it immediately. Not later, not next month, right then. $400 a month is $4,800 a year. That is a fully funded emergency starter fund. That is 6 months of investing contributions, recovered from services he genuinely did not notice were gone. Here is trap number 3, and this one is the most dangerous of all 5, because it does not feel like a trap when you walk into it. It feels like a solution, it feels like freedom, it feels like finally being able to afford the life you want. Jake wanted to go to Miami with his friends for a long weekend. He put it on the credit card. Jake needed new furniture when he moved, 0% financing for 12 months. His phone was 2 years old and starting to slow down. Monthly upgrade plan, $28 a month. His laptop needed replacing. Another payment plan, $34 a month. Easy, manageable, affordable. Here's the thing nobody explains to Jake. Every single monthly payment he adds to his life is a permanent tax on every future paycheck. He is not spending today's money. He is spending money he has not earned yet. He is borrowing from the version of himself who will have to deal with it later. And he is paying extra for the privilege of doing it. Today, Jake has $450 in fixed Atticus monthly debt payments, credit card minimums, car loan. By now, pay later installments from last holiday season, personal loan from the time he needed to cover rent. That money leaves his account on autopilot. Before he even looks at his balance, before he can make a single decision about it, it is a pay cut that he signed up for himself, one easy monthly payment at a time. And here's the trap buried inside the trap. When Jake makes his minimum payment every month, his brain registers it as handled, problem solved, moving on. But the balance on his credit card barely moved. The interest charged last month was almost as much as his minimum payment. He's running on a treadmill, paying every month, going nowhere, and feeling responsible for doing it. Daniel has exactly one credit card. He uses it for almost everything. Gas, groceries, bills. He collects the points and the cashback every month. And on the last day of every billing cycle, he pays the full balance, every cent, without exception. If he cannot afford to pay something off in full at the end of the month, he does not buy it. He waits. He saves for it. And then he buys it. Not because Daniel is cheap, because Daniel understands one truth that most people only learn after years of pain. Debt does not feel like a burden when you take it on. It feels like a yes. The burden comes later, quietly, month after month, in payments that shrink every paycheck, long after you have forgotten what you even bought. Here is trap number 4. Jake has never written a budget in his life. He has a general sense of what he spends. He knows his rent, he knows his car payment, but he has never sat down before a month starts and assigned every dollar a specific job. So what happens is the dollars assign themselves. They flow toward whatever feels most urgent or most appealing in the moment. A dinner out on Tuesday, a jacket he saw on his phone, an Uber instead of waiting, an extra round at the bar. None of these feel like financial decisions. They feel like just living your life. But added together, they are exactly why Jake has $11 on the 30th. Studies consistently show that people who create a written spending plan save significantly more money than those who do not. Not because the spreadsheet has magic powers, but because it moves the decision out of the moment. You are not deciding whether to go out to eat when you are already hungry and tired after work. You already decided 3 weeks ago when you were calm and thinking clearly, and you gave yourself a number for restaurants. When that number is gone, it is gone. There is no negotiating with yourself in a parking lot. Daniel spends 30 minutes on the last Sunday of every month. He opens the same simple spreadsheet he has been using for 3 years. He types in his expected income for the coming month, and then he goes line by line. Rent, utilities, groceries, transport, savings transfer, investment contribution, personal spending, entertainment. Every dollar has a name before the month begins. When the entertainment budget hits zero, he is done spending on entertainment. Simple, boring, completely effective. Here is trap number 5. This one is the quietest of all. It makes no noise. It causes no immediate pain. But of all 5 traps, this one will cost Jake the most money in his lifetime by a very large margin. Jake has never invested a single dollar. Not one. He knows he should. He thinks about it sometimes. He tells himself he will start when things settle down, when he pays off the credit card, when he gets his next raise, when life gets a little easier. That day never comes, because the credit card never fully gets paid off, and life never gets easier on its own. And every single month that Jake waits is a month of compounding he will never get back. Here's the math that changes how people think about this. If Jake invested just $300 a month starting today into a simple index fund at a 7% average annual return, in 30 years he would have over $360,000. Not because he was rich, not because he got lucky, because he was consistent. But here's the part that really matters. If Jake waits just 5 more years to start, that same $300 a month ends up as $240,000. He lost over $120,000 by waiting 5 years. Not by making a bad investment, just by waiting. The market does not care when Jake is ready. It just keeps growing for the people who showed up. Daniel started investing at 24 years old. Not a lot. $100 a month into a simple index fund inside his Roth IRA. He did not try to pick stocks. He did not try to time the market. He did not wait until he had enough money to make it feel worth it. He just started, and then he kept going. Month after month. Through the good years, through the down years, through the months when it felt pointless. That boring patience is what separates people who build wealth from people who always plan to start soon. So here's the real reason 51% of Americans are broke no matter how much they make. It is not the economy. It is not the government. It is not that they are bad people or lazy people or careless people. It is that nobody ever sat them down and explained the rules of the game they are playing. And the game is specifically designed by credit card companies, by subscription platforms, by auto dealers and advertisers, and every business built around your paycheck. To capture your money before you ever consciously decide what to do with it, Jake is not a failure. Jake is just someone who never learned the rules, and he has been playing without them for years. Here are the 5 things Daniel does that Jake does not. 1. Save 50% of every raise before lifestyle can touch it. 2. Cancel every subscription you have not used in the last 30 days. 3. Never take on a monthly payment for anything you cannot afford to buy with cash right now. 4. Write down where every dollar is going before the month starts. 5. Invest something every single month without exception, no matter how small. You do not have to do all 5 at once. You do not have to be Daniel by next month. Pick one, start there. Because one trap closed is one trap that stops costing you. And the person who closes one trap this month and another one next month is going to look back in 5 years and not recognize their bank account. Jake still has time. The paycheck to paycheck cycle is not a life sentence. It is a pattern. And every pattern can be broken. If this video showed you something you did not know was happening inside your own financial life, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We break down the financial systems built around you every single week. In plain English, no jargon, no fluff, just the numbers. The next video is one you do not want to miss.